Fellow Ambazonians, this one na an emergency alert. Make I repeat again. This one na an emergency alert. The ANC, under your federal government, will be headed by His Excellency Dr. Samuel Ikome Sako. The call for a very serious lockdown for Mezam and the surrounding counties, which are as follows. Momo, Ngokutunja, Bui, and Donga Mantung. On Saturday, the 26th of October 2024, make I repeat here again. The NSC, under your federal government, the call for a very serious lockdown for Mezam and the surrounding counties, which are as follows. Momo, Ngokutunja, Bui, and Donga Mantung. On Saturday, the 26th of October 2024. The reason for this lockdown being, I said, the neighboring La République du Cameroon, they plan for show a documentary of their president Paul Biya from Mezam for Bamenda on this Saturday, the 26th. And the neighboring La République du Cameroon, the task some of the CP and bigwigs and with funds mobilize our people, make they can watch them. Us, this one a non-event. We as Ambazonians, we don't decide since 2017. Say the ill-fated union who we get in La République du Cameroon, if we don't fail and we don't decide for retreat to our original boundaries as of October 1st, 1961, we need to take any orders from Yaoundé. We don't get anything for do La République du Cameroon ever again. So the documentary where they plan for air and for Bamenda, that one a breach of our sovereignty and it not be allowed. It be totally banned. So make the following, make they take special note. Taxis, Benskines, or any other Ambazonians for inside the Savannah zone where they carry out any form of transportation, be it personal. Saturday, the 26th of October 2024, make no move. This message now to the funds. All of Funa be sell out with the exception of a few. All of Funa na ships with the exception of a few lions for inside Funa. Una be disgracefully hand over the title of the fund of funds for the so-called beer. Today, when I want rally with people for go inside that una juju hold them again. It not be allowed, it not be acceptable, and it be banned for inside Ambazonia. If una want watch una fun a documentary, una meet up, una no for meet up, whether not for Switzerland or not for Yaoundé, una go meet up. And to the CP them big wigs where they don't also task una. We want them to tell una there is no political party in Ambazonia. Anybody where they go around, say it go in the name of a political party, you do that at your own risk. As usual, with the acts with people make them remain vigilant. Why with the task with state army make they continue for the protect the federal territory and protect with civilians. This one that the spokesman for the ANC will come out today, the 25th of October 2024. Short live the revolution, long live the Federal Republic of Ambazonia.
Wow. Hello and welcome to our wake where our humanity connects with our spirituality. Yes, today, as you see on the screen, it's about positioning with the transition. Transition. That's where we are. And it also applies to our spirituality because there is nothing that you can do without transitioning. That you're coming from a place of your humanity to a place of your spirituality. You're coming from a place of your lower self to a place of your higher self. Your way of thinking to a positive way of thinking. Just a total new you. That's transition for you. Because you first have acquired an identity that belongs to you, that is unique to you. And so to maintain that identity, there are things that you need to do. And that goes with our spirituality. That's why so many people, or most people in the religion, when they're talking about spiritual awakening, they have these splashes of that awakening moment. But to maintain that, it is a problem. And so when we talk of transition, transition is that place of balance, that place of maintaining your identity that you have declared to the world, your identity that you have declared to that your neighbor, your lower self, that you are better than what you see. You are better than what people say you are. So you need to elevate your level of thinking. And so that's where we are in this place of the Ambazonia transition, in this place of our spiritual transition. So today we're going to look into this topic, and I'm going to use the Christian Bible, go to some scriptures in the Old Testament so we can see where we are in this mental evolution, as I call it, because it's an evolution of the mind. You know, we cannot get to this place in this Ambazonian struggle without people being, evolved or evolving in their mind, in their way of thinking. And that's why we have come to this place for the past 8 years. It took hard work, it took psychological work for us to get to this place. And it is not the end, it is just a beginning of we, the Ambazonians, and all the people of the world who want to live in their spiritual self, of the higher self or consciousness, that you have to get to this threshold, that you cross it, and then you become that God. We have talked about the God in the past, that you need to become God in order to manifest anything. And so today we're going to see that. Hello there, my name is Judith, and I am your spiritual psychologist. So thank you for coming, thank you for watching. Today it's been a wonderful day over here, and all around the world. I know there are things going on, crisis, conflicts, wars, and all of that, dehumanization and discrimination, all the negative things that you can think about. But right here, we are here to elevate each other so we can live in the best version of ourselves and do the right thing. By doing the right thing, you need to think right and do that right thing. It is our ability to do it. We have that ability. We are endowed with it. So nobody should stay in one position, because when we talk of the evolution of the mind, it means you are moving inwardly. Your way of thinking is improving. You're getting higher. You're climbing higher to this mystical ladder. You keep climbing. And as you do that inwardly, then you manifest it outwardly. So when the Bible talks of the prayer, the Lord's Prayer, as in heaven, as on earth, it means it starts from you, your mind, how you think. If you are thinking all the positive things, if you are thinking all the good things, then you have to manifest them for people to see. Okay? So today we're going to look into these three things. Say three things you must take with you during this transition period. Yeah? And then the next, the three things, the first point is two pillars of fire and cloud, respectively. What do they represent? So we are still in the story of Moses going down to Egypt, because that story, your Bible scholars, your preachers, your pastors, your prophets, they have interpreted that story literally. And so it does not make sense. And people are hoping that someday Jesus will return and put the world in order. No. If you are a Christian, the Jesus there is a mask that God is putting on to show you in every story, in every scripture that you see Jesus is a mask of God. And that God is what? The innate energy, the impersonal energy. So it is not a human being that existed to who will return on this earth to put the world in order. No, you are here to do it. You are here to take upon that responsibility. In other words, you are God in this human body to bring the change that the world needs, to bring the change that the Ambazonians need, to bring the change that every human, you yourself, you need that change. So you are the one to take the place of God. Okay? So as we prepare to transition, you need to position yourself to make that transition effective. Okay? So the first thing you need to know is the two pillars of fire and cloud, respectively, what they represent. I'm going to show you because these were not physical things. And the second thing is to draft, which is your human responsibility. To draft, 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 and draft. So you can physically go to Ambazonia to reside and own Ambazonia as your own country. Then the last thing, which is the third thing, is resist the devil and draft. There are scriptures there, as you can see, Exodus 13, 17 to 22, Ephesians 6, 10 to 17, and James 4, verse 7. So resist the devil and draft for your freedom. That is your human responsibility to draft. Okay? So we talked about we have gone to Egypt and all of that. That scenario there you have seen. Pharaoh is there in Egypt, and Pharaoh is an illusion. Pharaoh is that god of the lower self. Pharaoh is the thief, the murderer who comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. When you read John 10:10, the enemy comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. That is Pharaoh, to keep you in that mindset. And when you use this concept, you apply it to your daily life, you apply it to your spiritual life, you apply it even in the international sense of it. You see Pharaoh in every generation. Pharaoh has not been killed. Pharaoh has never died because it's a living entity of the mind. So the more you feed on that energy, that negative energy, then you are feeding Pharaoh. So I want us to treat every word, every information that comes to you in your mind, that comes out, that plays out there, as a living entity, that they have a power, that they can bring you down or they can lift you up. So what you allow to go to your mind or in your mind, that thing will take effect when you continue to feed that thing, that information. So we have to be careful on how we give out information you will want to make sure that the information is a positive one. Because as they say, wherever your attention is, there the energy will flow. So if you are paying attention to all the negative things, your energy, you are redirecting your energy to those negative things, and they will zap all of your energy. That's how it works. So when you are talking of positive things, positive innovation, then people will go there and you see that energy will create all the positive things. So we have to be very careful, because Africans, we have been, programmed to just say all the wrong things, and we have they have all of these authorities in place who are there to do the wrong things. It's like a frequency, and the more you pay attention to it, the more the universe takes that and gives you all the wrong things. Okay, so we're going to look at the story in Exodus chapter 13, verse 17 to 22. As we position ourselves, our minds, our energy during this transition period, we need to be in the right place. We need to do the right things. We need to think right. You see that? Because the energy is the right energy. It is up to us to think right. And in thinking right, we have to be smart in thinking those things that will move us faster and doing the right things. So one of the right things here you're doing now is the draft. That is the right thing. And it came from a place of what? Right thinking. Because we are in the transition. So we got to think right. And what are the things that will enable us transition faster? Your money. Your money. Money, money, money. Draft, draft, draft. That's how the two work together. Yeah, the physical and the spiritual. So, going to the story of the crossing the Red Sea. We read these stories back when I was a Christian. I am no longer a Christian. I am an awakened God. So you watching me, you are that God who is awakened, because my frequency, my vibration has brought you here. So there are 7.4 billion people around the world. Those are 7.4 billion gods. And how many are sleeping? 7 point something billion that are sleeping, that they have not awakened to this God consciousness. So you see why the wickedness and all the evil is going on around the world, because Pharaoh is very active. Pharaoh is very active. So let's go to our story, our scripture. It says, when Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them on the road through the Philistine country, though that was shorter. I've seen some people, these Bible scholars, they come and when they read this, they say, oh, God did not allow the Israelites to go through the Philistine road because though it was shorter and all of that stuff, God didn't want them to be attacked, But come to think of it, it's the same Bible that they tell you that God was fighting for the Israelites, right? So why did he not allow them to go through the shorter route? but you know, rather prefer them to go through the Red Sea. Those are the questions you need to ask people, not just reading blindly and following people with all their wrong teachings, you know, continue to keep you in that lower self, and people continue to trample on you. Pharaoh continue to control you, you know. So they didn't go through the shutter off, for God said if they face war, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. So, what is this shutter route then? There they are showing you that there is a process of everything in life. If you want to manifest anything good, it takes a process. There are no shortcuts. Those who have taken shortcuts in life, they can tell you, they can testify that things don't really go the right way. Huh? We have seen it in this struggle, how people are taking shortcuts to do all sort of things because of money. They want to sell their people. They have betrayed their fighters. Fighters betraying each other because they want a shortcut. They tell them, oh, they give you small money, chicken change, and you betray your brother, you kill your brother. Fighters, you don't want to fight for your freedom. We see people today, Ambazonians who are in the diaspora, even as this transition draft is being announced that the president has made a clarion call. Come and draft. This is your last draft of to freedom. Come and draft. Go tell your people, those in the diaspora, whether in your tribal meetings, tell them this is an opportunity for you to write your name in the sands of time. No, some of them, they still tell you, oh, carry your politics away. They told me in my own tribal group, yeah, in America, oh, carry your politics far away. And tomorrow, you think you will come and just jump in Ambazonia. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. For 8 years, they have been killing your people, and you are still thinking that is politics. That people's life, more than 100,000 people have been murdered in Ambazonia, and you're taking it for politics. And then I asked them, do you have roads to your villages? Do you have bridges to your villages? No. Go look at Ambazonia today. Villages are all sealed up, no roads, nothing, no hospitals, all of that. And you come and say politics, take that your politics far away. Okay, Ambazonia is free. People of the world, Ambazonians around the world, here your country is free. And we're going to manifest that in a few days. So those of you who are still sitting or standing on the fence, keep sitting and standing there. But you're not gonna walk free in the land. Monkey no go walk, bamboo can chop. No, it will not happen. No. So they didn't take the short course because there is a pattern, there is a system, there is a flow of how things go. You cannot take shortcuts in life. So those of you who think that if you don't draft, you will come take shortcut and use all the back roads to enter Ambazonia, we will fish you out, we will smoke you out. Okay? Yeah. So I want us to take a note here, because when I'm doing these teachings, I'm saying this is about the mind. Everything, every place in the Bible, every name in the Bible is an aspect of how you think, of how you behave, of how you act. That is what has been dramatized here. It's a, well, you can call it a religious psychology, but I call it a spiritual psychology. because spirituality is what you don't see. You can't explain it until you experience it. Okay? So I'm giving you this teaching because I am experiencing it and I am it. So you can take that responsibility and go through this journey to rediscover yourself. It is easy. It is easy, people. So God led the people around by the desert round towards the Red Sea. The Israelites went up out of Egypt armed for battle. You see that? Armed for battle. You would think that is a physical battle, that people are killing each other today. Nations are ganging up to annihilate another nation. Other nations like La Republic causing genocide and war in Ambazonia because of scriptures like this, that you think that these were real things. No. Moses took the bones of Joseph with him because Joseph had made the sons of Israel swear on oath. He had said, God will surely come to your aid, and then you must carry my bones up with you from this place. Bones there. Nobody can function without bones, right? They're like the foundation that every muscle hinges on. So when you are talking of bones here, you're talking of that God consciousness, that you have to take it along with you. You see that? I gave us the four cardinal virtues: truth, conscience, righteousness, and justice. Those are the four cardinal virtues. And these bones that they're talking about, Joseph, when you remember the story of Joseph, the father had 12 of them, the sons of Jacob, right? So Joseph now represents what? That God consciousness. So God is masked in this Joseph story. The bones there represent the consciousness. That's why they're able to demonstrate here that you have to take the bones to my land, to my nation. So as you are transitioning this period, or you are positioning yourself, you need to take that consciousness. Consciousness is synonymous to morality. Your morality is, everything is hinged on this consciousness. If somebody is morally upright, then they have all these virtues, the four cardinal virtues. So when we read these stories, it's not like they carried the remains of Joseph. No. After leaving Succoth, they camped at Etham on the edge of the desert. By day, the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud to guide them on their way. This is where I want us to focus. The pillar of cloud that, let me read it again. Verse 21. By day, the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud to guide them on their way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, so they could travel by day or night. Neither the pillar of cloud by day nor the pillar of fire by night left its place in front of the people. So we've read this story, and he said the pillar of God will be a pillar of cloud by day for me, and a pillar of fire by night. And people recite these prayers when you want to go to sleep and all of that. You're going out, you're coming in, all of those things. But here is the esoteric meaning of those pillars. Again, I'll go back to the consciousness. Consciousness is what? The awareness of the being in you, this innate energy that rules your body, that instructs your cells, that you call God in Christianity. This energy has four attributes: truth, conscience, righteousness, and justice. So, at different or in different stories here, they will use either one of the attributes or two or all of them. So, in these pillars, the pillars there, they represent the God consciousness. But there are two pillars that they are talking of: the pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night. Remember the transition. You are moving from a place of your lower self or lower consciousness or human consciousness to a place of your higher self or your divine consciousness. So, the place of your lower self, you have which pillars there? I'll bring this out again. See, right here, this is truth, this is conscience, righteousness, and justice. So, which are these? We are calling these pillars or cardinal points. But in this story, they are using pillars that are synonymous to these attributes. So, the pillar of fire, truth. Truth, they also use gold. When you refine gold, you need high heat to refine gold to its purest form, right? So truth is going through this process. That's why it is considered a pillar of fire, because the fire now will purify your thought. The conscience attribute of truth, when you know the truth, it says it shall set you free, right? Free from what? All those negative, the lies, the deception that you have heard, the programs that are there to suppress and oppress you. Now, when you come to know the truth, that you are this powerful being, what you do, it goes through a process. That thought, the truth controls the thought of knowledge. Here you are again. These are the seven spirits, the seven intelligence of the mind. You see, truth controls what? Your knowledge and your understanding. So if you end right here just getting information, knowing things without doing further research to get an understanding, whether they are conflicts or they are crises, whatever the problem, in order to solve that problem, you need to go to the root cause. That's where truth comes in, to know the truth of everything. And you have an understanding where it came from. When they're telling you, go to the root cause. In the international community, United Nations, the conflict and the war in Ambazonia, they say, go to the root cause. So somebody will not come and just try to sugarcoat things and give you all the wrong information. You have to go to the root cause to know the truth, how this thing originates. It was not just from 2016. It started from the foundation. There was no truth there. This is your foundation. Yeah? Truth, conscience, righteousness, and justice. So if something doesn't have the truth of it, that you're trying to cover the truth, you're trying to bend the truth or twist it, you will not solve the problem. It doesn't matter whether at the international level or domestic level or even your personal level. If you don't want to deal with the truth of anything, you cannot give a lasting solution to that problem. That's how things are. So when Moses taking the people going through uh, uh, the Red Sea, the Red Sea there is just showing you that God, because redness of blood and all of that, it shows the consciousness of God. So that consciousness of God is there that will have to rule your thoughts to make sure that your thought, your thinking is right. Huh? What you are doing is the right thing because you're thinking right. So you have to follow that pattern in order to manifest. Wisdom here is there, the manifestation. Okay? So you need to position yourself. Now, the pillar of fire, the pillar of cloud, rather, the pillar of fire there represents truth, which is an attribute of the divine consciousness. The second pillar there, the pillar of cloud. The pillar of cloud, what? Your conscience. You know, people mess up here in their conscience. Some people have clear conscience. Some people have, you know, bad conscience or contaminated conscience, that they don't use their conscience. They call it, say this person is evil because they don't have a conscience. They are not using their conscience. You see that? So here, that's why you have the cloud there, because until you have a clear conscience, then can you transition to the other side. And by the way, transition is also synonymous to the crossing of the Red Sea. Transition is also synonymous to the Passover, because you are going on the other side. Do you see here? Look at the cross. Here is your lower self. It's crossing, going to your higher self. Yeah? So you are ascending, or you transcend above your difficulties, your challenges, and you are going higher and better. So when they talk of the cross there, you are crossing in just a layman's interpretation, or yeah, you're crossing your higher, your lower self is crossing to go to your higher self. That's the cross. There was no Jesus who was crucified here. No. The image of Jesus there was just showing you that all of this, since Jesus is a mass of God, all of these are the attributes of God or the divine force in you. So the cloud, the pillar of cloud is your conscience. So Ambazonians, as you transition, position yourself in truth and conscience, a clear conscience that you want this land. It is your land. You're going to dwell in it to make it look beautiful, to be a center of attraction, to be an envy of the world. So you are positioning yourself in your mind and your actions that you're going to bring up Ambazonia, you're going to nurture Ambazonia with a clear conscience. That's your baby. Ambazonia is your baby. So when they talk of the Son of God, there is a metaphor of what comes out of this divine consciousness. What comes out, the good that comes out of the divine consciousness, if people are grounded in truth, in conscience, in righteousness and justice, then you will produce good things. That is the Son of God. It was not a human being. So, my number is up there. Feel free to call and ask your question. on this topic of positioning with the transition. Yes, because this is what is going to help us to really live in harmony with one another in Ambazonia, a land of the free, a land of flowing with milk and honey. If a people don't have a conscience, don't know the truth of who they are, then you're going to mess up the land. And then you see people start coming to bring all sort of corruption, all their evil, wicked ways, and that. So now is the time to position yourself, position your mind. That Ambazonia that your ancestors fought for, they longed for, you're going to see it in your lifetime. You're going to see it in your lifetime. So how are you going to nurture this Ambazonia, this baby, this son that you have birthed? How are you going to nurture it? So we got to position our minds. Yes. So the pillar of cloud is your conscience. It represents your conscience. You need to have a clear conscience, because when you read the story after the crossing, you did not see no pillar of cloud again and a fire watching them, all of that stuff. Huh? Because truth evolves like a caterpillar that has 4 stages to metamorphose. So is truth. Truth has 4 stages to evolve. It goes through conscience, it goes through righteousness and justice. Justice now becomes the things that we see, the services that you provide, that people have their own fair share in this society, in this country called Ambazonia. That is the justice that we can do to ourselves and to Ambazonia. Yeah? So, we go to the next scripture in Ephesians. Ephesians chapter 6. Yeah? Ephesians 6. Please feel free to call and ask your questions. Ephesians 6, verse 10 to 17. That's why I like my phone, internet is just easy. All this turning of pages. Okay. It says the armor of God. The armor of God. I don't see any questions on the screen. I don't see you. So if you have any questions, please call. My phone is up there, 240-429-1369. WhatsApp calls only. Yes, we got to get these things right. So as we are moving to Ambazonia, we have to be a people of uprightness, like the Burkina Faso, the Nigerians, the Malians. Those are people of uprightness. They are fighting so hard because they have declared their identity. We are Burkina Faso. I don't know how they call it. We are Malians. We are Nigerians, the Niger. So they're going to maintain that. The transition, they transform to accept their identity. Now you have to maintain that identity. And it comes with so many, consequences. But you need to stand firm. Stand firm and fight for what you believe and what you are. Okay? So those of you who chicken out in the struggle, now they are giving you opportunity to come out and be a part of this revolutionary history. You said no. Some of you are still living in that your politics of La Republique. Stay there. I can only laugh. The armor of God, Ephesians 6. Yeah, we are positioning. So we see these scriptures that the scripture gave you everything. The Bible gave you everything. That's why I'm here to decode it so you can take it and make use of it. Okay? Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. The Lord there represents your conscience. That's the esoteric meaning of the Lord. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. You see that? Against the devil's schemes. Because this transition, when you go back to the story of in Egypt, the Egyptians, the Israelites, you saw that they're showing you in that story that not every Israelite, went along with Moses or believed. So there are many people who did not believe in the power and this consciousness that they are God. So they decided to stay in that lower self where you are being controlled by others, you are being taught by others, you are being programmed by others, and thereby remaining powerless, and you become their puppet and their pawn. Okay? So it said, put on the full armor of God. So the full armor of God, these are the armors of God. So I told you the Bible used different description just to project these attributes, these four cardinal virtues. Those are the full armor of God. So your armor of God is that truth, conscience, a clear conscience, righteousness, doing the right thing, and justice being done. Okay? So it says, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood. Some translations they say, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. These are familiar scriptures, right? We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers. The flesh and blood there is what? The flesh is everything that you see, your difficulties, the challenges that you encounter, because now the thing is where it wears you down. All of this you're thinking, you are fighting, your program, the systems, and all of that. Those are the flesh that we see. Whether your health issues and all of that, they are all flesh because it is in the lower self. So those systems, those beliefs, like what we hear today in Ambazonia, how the fawns of Bamenda, in the savannah zone, they have been summoned to go watch a documentary about La Republican president, Paul Biya. And you'll see them, they'll go there and gather like, sheep or what? Or goat. What do I call them? So you don't even know your worth. You see that? If you don't have that self-worth, you don't even know your identity. Then people will come and trample on you. That's what happens. You see, these stories, they give us everything, but we treat them as though they existed at a certain time in history. No, these are the way you think. They are your thoughts. They are your feelings, your emotions that have been dramatized like this. And if you can understand this concept, nobody will control you. La Republique will not come and order the chiefs and the phones in Ambazonia to go watch an enemy. No, because you don't know who you are. And that's why many people At this stage of the struggle, only a few people are there, and they are calling all the multitude that started from the beginning that have left. They're calling you to come back. This is our country. This is who we are. So, he says, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood. Those of you who are struggling to fight a position here, you want this position, you want to own this, you want to grab this. Some of you say you are federalist, some of you say you are unionist, all of that stuff. Was that the concept of Ambazonia 60 plus years ago in 1961 before they came? Was that how Ambazonia was? So you tend to twist the truth. You don't have no iota of truth. And you go around deceiving people, deceiving fighters, making money from those colonizers. And a chief who claim that, oh, you are in your own kingdom or chiefdom, you have control of your subject. Now you are going to subject to what are AI presentation, huh? That you believe that that is your ruler. You see that? It's a shame. All of these 8 years, all you chiefs and fawns, I'm a chief, I'm a fawn, I'm a this. Your people have been scattered by all of this La Republique military and all of those black legs and everything. I don't see the chiefs and the phones doing anything to protect your people. So tomorrow after Ambazonia, you think that your chiefdom, you will stay there. Huh? Or that your fondom or whatever. You think you will sit there and come and govern who? Ambazonians? No. What does the Bible says in Jeremiah 1:10? Whatever is not working for you, you uproot it. Huh? So for 60 years, we didn't see nothing that you have done with those your chiefdom and fondoms. You are only busy marrying women, young girls, and becoming your wives all over the place. A polygamist. You're going to stop that nonsense. It's not going to work in Ambazonia. You can take your sons to let 10 sons go marry one woman. Huh? Let 10 of your sons go marry one woman. Not one man getting married to several women, young girls everywhere. I'm a chief, I'm a fawn. Now to defend your people, we don't see you. You are acting like a chicken that they've cut their head. Huh? So you're not going to bring that your system in Ambazonia. It did not work for 60 years plus, so we don't need it. We're going to regulate those things. Okay? So, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Yeah? So when they talk of the heavenly realms here, I've showed us the heaven, the kingdom of heaven is within you. It is in your Bible. So there is no heaven up in the sky. Yeah? These are the heavenly realms. So if people are controlling your mind, like they were showing you Pharaoh in Egypt, Pharaoh has control of your knowledge. Pharaoh have control of the understanding, making you not to understand your problems. Pharaoh has the control of the fear, giving you negative fear, and all of that in imposition of their own institutions and programs upon your mind and your territory, your countries. That is the principalities. Yeah? These are all principalities. So when people have control over each of these aspects of your mind, then you are just that weak person. As somebody else is controlling you. You are a slave. That's the word. You are a slave. Okay? So we wrestle not, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers. You see? So Ambazonians who have betrayed their own fellow Ambazonians, brothers, then the fighters, yeah, who have killed the genuine fighters. Like you have the APLC fighters who are there terrorizing people in Bombanda area, everywhere in the Bai area, everywhere you go, they are there terrorizing people. Instead of fighting the military, you don't fight them. Yeah? And you go to the northern zone, is the same. Where the ADF was terrorizing all the people, the citizens, everywhere. It's the same thing. So you are there fighting the flesh and the blood, all of this to control your people. Eh? Puppet of the puppeteers or whatever. But now the Bible is telling you, he said, but our fight is not against that. It is against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil. So what you need to do is your mind. Take control of your mind. Because what goes on in your mind, that's what you're going to put out. Those fighters who are terrorizing the villagers, who are terrorizing the genuine fighters, it is all in your mind. What they have programmed in your mind. What your stupid leaders who are now running all over the world, hiding like little rats. Eh? That's what they put in your mind. You take a stick, a sugar cane, to go fight a military. You are not fighting, you are terrorizing your people. There are no roads to your villages. There are no bridges to your villages. But you can know to go terrorize the citizens. You can know how to go terrorize the genuine fighters. Shame on you. That is not the fight for Ambazonia. So the Bible has already told you this. I'm not the one who wrote the Bible. Our fight, our struggle is not about flesh and blood. That you go kill your own people, terrorize your own people. So now they take and jump side to a side with the military, and they can betray you. You see that? And they ask somewhere in the Galatians, say, "Who bewitched you? Who bewitched you?" And you think that after Ambazonia, all that you have done to your people, your community, your villagers, they will come and accept you? No. Are you thinking, you think that, oh, those your stupid leaders in the diaspora, they tell you that, oh, go on. It will never come to an end. Ambazonia is free. Do you hear that? Ambazonia is free. I will herald it all over. It is free. Ambazonia is free. So, therefore, put on the full armor of God. Okay? Put on the full armor of God, so that the full armor of God, which is these four cardinal virtues: always speak the truth, stand up for everything that is true with a clear conscience, and doing the right thing. Your thought should be the right thought to manifest the right thing that will serve humanity. The fight is not about you and your family. Those who came to the fight just to think that they will make money for their belly and their family, where are they going today? You see that shortcut? When God said the Israelites should not go to the route of the Philistine, that's the shortcut that you want to take in life. You want to make quick money on people's blood. Where are you going to end up? Because what you put out, the universe will give it back to you in its own time. That's what they call karma now. Karma will locate you, whether in Norway, in America, Texas, whether those and some of them are running to Ghana. Karma will locate you. You hear? And the bigger demons, in La Republique, karma will locate you, all of you. Evil continue when the people refuse to stand up for the truth. That's how evil continues. But once people have stood up for the truth, justice will come to serve them. Okay? It is just how the universal law works. Justice will come to serve them. All those in La Republique that have slaughtered the Ambazonia people, justice will come to serve you. That is just how the universal law works. I hate to tell you this. So run and go hide anywhere in the world. Justice will smoke you out. All right? So he says, put on the whole armor of God: truth, conscience, righteousness, and justice. Those are the armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand, Ambazonians, stand firm then with the belt of truth. Do you see that? The armor of God, the belt of truth. Huh? Those of you who are talking a lot, if you want to talk the truth. Ambazonia is not going to be a country that people will just be talking carelessly. You will have to show proof, evidence. They will fact check your statements, everything that you say or do. They are going to fact check it. So don't come that Ambazonia is going to be any place anybody will be talking all your gossip and all of that stuff. No. Buckle around your waist with the breastplate of righteousness in place. You see that? The Bible gave you everything. The breastplate of righteousness. That's the cross line. You see? The crossing over. You need to be right with God, with that energy. That energy is righteousness. Once you align with it, once you reclaim that identity, that you and God are one, there is nothing to separate. There's no line there. You just were not told that you are God. They told you that God is an external deity. Huh? But they didn't tell you that you are God. Whatever you are doing, that energy, you are doing good with it, is God. If you are doing bad with it, that's what they call the devil or Satan. Because you are using the energy wrongly. Okay? So you stand firm then with the belt of truth around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. Huh? The gospel of peace is justice. So when they are talking of peace, there is no peace without justice. You see that? Peace is a product. Huh? The fruit of justice is peace. So if you don't start here from the truth and go with a clear conscience and righteousness, doing the right thing, the international community, the United Nations, all they have been doing to bury this truth. Huh? They sit there. They have all the documentation. They're acting like they're not seeing all the killings in Ambazonia. They're not seeing all of those things happening for 8 years now. It's because they're trying to twist the truth. There is a process. So that crossing over, the transition, you need to position yourself in putting on this armor of God, the pillar of fire, truth, and the pillar of cloud, conscience. That you have a clear conscience, that's how you're going to cross over. That's how you're going to pass over. So when people in the religion, Christians, you see them on the 31st night of December 31st, they say, oh, they are crossing over. I wish all of those things, the way you people dress and go to church and you do all that, your prayers and all of that fasting, I wish your minds were like that. You know, it would have been a very beautiful world if what we do outwardly, we practice and we do all of those show, if the same thing of holiness that we project outwardly was going through our minds, there will be no wars, my people. There will be no conflict, no crisis. There will be no hatred, no racism. But you see, because we were given uh, that outer God, so the God sits there, uh, is he in the beach right now, sipping some juice or what? So we got to position ourselves, our mind, our actions in everything. So that's why we're calling on everyone to draft. That is an, the, the positioning we are talking about. So your external should reflect your internal. Yeah? We should not just be talking transition, and then we don't want to draft. No, it's not going to manifest. Yeah? It's not going to manifest. So, um, the last scripture there, James, James chapter 5. Yeah, James chapter 5, verse 7. Okay, it says, "Be patient then, brothers, until the Lord's coming. See how the farmer waits for the land to yield its valuable crop, and how patient he is for the autumn and spring." Um, did I give the wrong? No, it's James 4:7. Sorry about that. Yeah, it says, "Submit yourselves then to God." You see, submit yourself, because that's where you transition. So submitting is doing the right thing. That's righteousness for you. You're doing the right thing because you're coming out from your lower self to your higher self. And to go to that higher self, you need to pick up that identity and run with it. You're submitting that you are God. You are the one fighting for Ambazonia. You are the one fighting for your spirituality. You need to attain this spiritual level of your higher self. Huh? It says, submit to God, resist the devil. The devil there is an entity of a mind, of your mind, because every thought need to manifest. So the actions that you take that are negative, the destructive actions, the naysaying, the inactivity, inaction, that you sit there, you say you are neutral in this Ambazonia struggle. That is inaction. That is a devil's mindset. Yeah, that's a devil's mindset. So the devil is an entity of the mind. So when you manifest that thought, that negative thought, that action becomes the devil. So it was not an entity with two horns and a long tail with a pitchfork and looking for people to devour and all of that. It is all that negative thought when you manifest it. So he said, resist that. So many people who have been, you know, some blackmail, some were giving the wrong information, some were saying, just trying to bring you down, not to contribute, not to draft, not to do all of that, to discourage you. You got to You got to get past that, because in the transition, you cannot stay in that position anymore, where people have control over your mind, over your thoughts, over your action, telling you what to do. It means you did not know why you came to the struggle, right? You didn't know why you came to the struggle. So it's time to let go of that and enter the place of rightness, the place of your ownership, a place of confidence, that you have the confidence to call yourself Ambazonia, and the land that you dwell, that you're fighting for, is your land. That is the confidence that we have in Ambazonia and in one another. So it says, God, come near and he will flee from you. Yeah. So resist, submit yourselves then to God, and resist the devil. All the negative thoughts, resist them. All the discouraging disappointments that you have gotten along the way, people have tried to disappoint you. Maybe you contributed money, you gave money for this thing to be done, and you're not seeing it. Those disappointments, you got to let go. Those who have deceived you, it is time to let go. Don't be trapped in Egypt. Don't be trapped in that mindset where people continue to control you. Because some of you will be left out here in the diaspora until you pay that huge fine. Then you enter Ambazonia. It's not going to be funny. There are neighbors here, Eritreans, who did not contribute to their own revolution and freedom. And today they cannot go back to their countries because they have not been able to pay off that fine. So will Ambazonia become? So those of you who are rushing all the way, oh, go Ambazonia, you go through that, you are not going to go nowhere. Who will fish you out? The Ambazonians now are very smart. Okay? So we have done so much for today. The transition, the two pillars, they are here. You are them. The pillar of fire is the truth. The pillar of cloud is your conscience. So you need these two in order to transition. Stop listening to people. Stop listening to all the derogatory words, all of that, discouragement, disappointment, deception. Rise up and go possess your land. Rise up and become the God that you are, because you use this concept to your own, apply it to your spirituality. It's a time to let go. Let go of those things that are holding you back. Those negative thoughts, self-defeating thoughts, those programs, institutions. That's why Ambazonia, we're going to let go of some things and programs and beliefs that have been there, sitting there for 60 years plus, that has not benefited the people. We're going to uproot those programs, those institutions, and bring new ones, because that's why your mind is there, to help you create. Okay? So thank you so much. If there's any question, I don't see any questions over there. My number is up there. Feel free. I know people always come to watch later and they send me their questions and I answer them and cancel them and all of that stuff. So we are here to help each other attain that higher self, the higher self, which is your God self. You are God. There is none beside you. There is none. You turn left or right, front or back, there is none like you. You are unique. You are God. You are loved. So stand up and fight for Ambazonia as we transition. It is your time. Make use of it. Do not be left behind. People were left in that story in Egypt and they didn't go. So they are just showing you that those who come up with excuses, you'll be left behind. So now is the time to make use of this opportunity that has been presented to you. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and have a wonderful week. I shall see you next Friday. Bye. Director Paddy.
Good day, good day, good day, fellow Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians. Today, not Friday, October the 25th, 2024. This one, Ambazonia State Army, National Spokesperson, I come live this morning. I come for send serious warning from Mezam County and all county where it is surround Mezam. This message, it come from the Ambazonia National Self-Defense Council, where be endorsed by the federal government, will be led by Dr. Sawe Sako Ekome. We don't receive message where these criminal funds, where they work with Paul Biya beef on the Bartholomew for their interests, and they don't sell their kingdom, their heritage for La Republic du Cameroon for crumbs. They don't care about the killings of Ambazonians. They don't care about what Paul Biya beef on the Bartholomew. They don't do inside the southern Cameroons. They don't kill more than 50,000 Ambazonians. We get more than 20,000 people that is some of the prisons. We get more than millions when we die this place. They don't burn down our villages. Fellow Ambazonians, I come to send this message for una. So we don't hear. So they don't push on BBC television for the deal for Mezam County, a resident, for organize a film where they want to portray this monster, Paul Biya. So they show it for inside Mezam County and inside the Savannah zone. May they come watch them for hell this demon. We don't care people with them on daily basis. We send this message, send Mezam County and all the surrounding county like Momo, Donga Mantum, Goketunja, and Bui County. They will be shut down completely tomorrow, Saturday, October 25th, 2024. We're going to take special note on that. These criminal funds them, where they say they be the hearts of chief in Ambazonia. It will be banned since 2017 because it be organized by Paul Biya regime for keeping the Cameroon in slavery with accomplice with these criminal funds them. They run. They go out for Yaoundé, collect money on the blood of Ambazonians, kill on daily basis. Make you take special note. Make you not stay at home and stay safe. Make man not find yourself for any corner inside these counties. Say they want go for go protect the image for the monster. Paul Biya beef for the Bartholomew will be coordinated by the criminal funds. We not stay for our houses. We not stay safe. Saudi Cameroon independent now do or die affair. Nothing more, nothing less. Shake in no day. Either independence or nothing more. Stay at home and stay safe and be one. Any man will go find me around the environment and this county will call them. They give a total shutdown. If we see you anywhere, any garden, you go collect. I go collect woto. When I stay at home, when I stay safe, I go repeat. Mezam County, Momo County, Gogetunja, Bui, and Donga Mantu County. They go there totally shut down tomorrow, October 26th, Saturday, 2024. When I stay at home, I will stay safe. Paul Biya na criminal. Paul Biya na monster. Paul Biya na blood sucker, sponsored by France. We go fight until one man standing. Sheshek Inode, Boya, now final bus stop. Surely the struggle. May God bless Ambazonians.
Fellow Ambazonians, this one na an emergency alert. Make I repeat again. This one na an emergency alert. The ANC, under your federal government, will be headed by His Excellency Dr. Samuel Ikome Sako. The call for a very serious lockdown for Mezam and the surrounding counties, which are as follows. Momo, Ngokutunja, Bui, and Donga Mantung. On Saturday, the 26th of October 2024, make I repeat here again. The NSC, under your federal government, the call for a very serious lockdown for Mezam and the surrounding counties, which are as follows. Momo, Ngokutunja, Bui, and Donga Mantung. On Saturday, the 26th of October 2024. The reason for this lockdown being, I said, the neighboring La République du Cameroon, they plan for show a documentary of their president Paul Biya from Mezam for Bamenda on this Saturday, the 26th. And the neighboring La République du Cameroon, the task some of the CP and bigwigs and with funds mobilize our people, make they can watch them. Us, this one a non-event. We as Ambazonians, we don't decide since 2017. Say the ill-fated union who we get in La République du Cameroon, if we don't fail and we don't decide for retreat to our original boundaries as of October 1st, 1961, we need to take any orders from Yaoundé. We don't get anything for do La République du Cameroon ever again. So the documentary where they plan for air and for Bamenda, that one a breach of our sovereignty and it not be allowed. It be totally banned. So make the following, make they take special note. Taxis, Bensikines, or any other Ambazonians for inside the savannah zone where they carry out any form of transportation, be it personal. Saturday, the 26th of October 2024, make no move. This message now to the funds. All of Funa will not be sell out with the exception of a few. All of Funa na ships with the exception of a few lions for inside Funa will not be disgracefully hand over the title of the fund of funds for the so-called beer. Today, when I want rally with people for go send inside that when juju hold them again. It not be allowed, it not be acceptable, and it be banned for inside Ambazonia. If una want watch una fun a documentary, una meet up, una no for meet up, whether not for Switzerland or not for Yaoundé, una go meet up. And to the CP them big wigs where they don't also task una. We want to tell una there is no political party in Ambazonia. Anybody where they go around, say it go in the name of a political party, you do that at your own risk. As usual, we the ask with people make them remain vigilant. Why would the task with state army make they continue for the protect the federal territory and protect with civilians? This one that the spokesman for the ANC will come out today, the 25th of October 2024. Short live the revolution, long live the Federal Republic of Ambazonia.